the fight, keeping you on track. Charity and healing, one step at a time. Big Grizz is here for you. Hear that mountain climb? It's the Big Grizz Show. With a strong, fine grace, lifting up the ones who fought the hardest race. With a laugh, a growl, and a mission so true, Big Grizz is here for you. Through the battlefields of life, he's got your back. A brother in the fight, keeping you on track. Charity and healing, one step at a time. Big Grizz leads the charge. Hear that mountain climb? It's the Big Grizz Show, where the warriors meet, finding hope and honor, taking back their seat. The Big Grizz Show. Tune in and stay a while. Healing hearts with that rugged country style. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Grizz Show. We got a special one today, but remember, it's Red Friday. Remember, everybody deployed, and please remember, this weekend is not a weekend to party. It is a weekend to remember our brothers and sisters that we lost in the wars of our time. With me is Jason Wittenborn. He's a good friend of mine. We were deployed together in, when was it? 07?
06, 07, yeah.
We're gonna have two more jump in. We were all deployed together. I was with them for about 3 months before I got pulled off to be on a security team with another one of our E6s, and we ended up doing that. So I didn't get to really see them until I got evac'd out, and then I think I seen them. But just remember, this is a day of or a weekend of remembrance, not a weekend of getting drunk and being dumb and not knowing what the weekend means. You got two vets here. You're gonna have two more. This is a near and dear weekend to us. I'm pretty sure it is for you. We've all lost people. I'm pretty sure you have a bracelet on right now, don't you?
Oh, that's a tattoo.
Oh. So we've all been there. We know how it is. We've been through some shit together. Same with other two when they get here. At one point, well, we'll talk about that later. Jason, can you introduce yourself and just give us a little background of your military and how we all kind of came together and where we were at on that?
I'm Jason Wittenborn, as you said. Spent 7 years in the Army, deployed to Iraq 06 through 07. We started out in Mosul, went up to Baghdad. I was a diesel mechanic in recovery operations. So I was outside the wire all the time, picking people up and trying to drag people out of some bad situations and shit. So
when did you enlist? I don't. It's been 20 years.
Oh shit, yeah, it's like 2004. I think I went in.
Okay. Well, hey, now we got the other one. This is another one. Whoa, where'd he go? Why isn't he up here? Hang on a sec. Let me rearrange some stuff. I didn't think it was gonna do this. Boy, was I wrong. I'm gonna have to do it when Joey gets in here too.
We got this shit, dude.
And I just got to add another camera slot. And then rearrange stuff.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Shit, that's a voice I ain't heard in a long ass time. Nah, dude, whenever you invited me to get on the show and you had Gomez on there, man, I started thinking, I was like, I remember we had a recovery in the middle of the night one time that we had to do. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and you got like the cracks of bullets flying by, like as we're trying to get our shit together. And we're all standing under the, like next to the trucks and shit. And we look down and realize that Gomez has got his fucking knee pads on his elbows, man. Like I've got the picture of him standing like this with his knee pads on his fucking elbows. Yeah,
Well,
dude, that was like it was literally like 3:00 in the morning. And like we're all standing out there, like that motherfucker's got knee pads on his elbows, man. What the hell's going on?
well, and then there was a time when it was like May 3rd or May 4th or something, and we all flipped Gomez so much shit for this because we were like a Cinco de Mayo, and he made the mistake of saying, "What's that?" Like, oh no,
Oh, yeah.
oh no, dude, no, which was funny. Aaron, can you explain yourself? You were where you were at with us and kind of like how we all came together.
Yeah, hang on, man. Let me put some earbuds in, man, because the volume's really low right now.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure Fort Lewis was your guys' first duty station, right? I believe it was.
Yeah, after training and everything.
Yeah, it was my second one after my second deployment. I got stationed there and ended up in second ID with these two wonderful guys. And then you wait till the next one gets on because he's special. He was special when we were over there. So Aaron, when did you enlist?
I'm putting in my earbuds, man. I can't really hear you guys right now. Hold on.
Oh, I thought he had him in. All right, Jason, you never got to finish because Aaron jumped in.
I forgot what I was even saying, dude.
When you enlisted, why'd you enlist? You said you enlisted as a diesel mechanic. Or diesel recovery.
Yeah. So I was a diesel mechanic, and I was thinking about going medic, but I decided, well, I knew a couple medics already, and I heard about some of the shit they were going through. I was like, you know what? I'm probably better off fixing trucks. So, I was like, I'll do that, and something I can use after I get out too. Did we just lose Gomez?
We did.
Yeah.
he's got the link. He hopefully realizes he hit the wrong button. There he is.
But yeah, so I went in as a diesel mechanic, and I like, I don't know, I didn't really know a shitload about diesel mechanics when I first got in, but man, whenever we got to Iraq, it was like, 12 to 16 hours a day, like turning wrenches, running outside the wire 2, 3, 4 times a week. I mean, when we were in Missoula, Special Forces used this like their personal tow truck for a while there, so like we were outside the wire all the damn time.
So why'd you enlist?
At the time I was married to my first wife, and like she was pregnant, and I was working in a factory one night, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not going to be stuck in, just doing factories and shit the rest of my life. So it was like my machine wasn't working right. It was like 4:00 in the morning, working midnight. So I'm just like, I look over at my supervisor, like, tell the boss I quit. I walked out and I joined the Army within a couple days. I was like, I'm going to go do something that's, not going to keep me trapped in a building like this the rest of my life,
Yeah, man, when I got to the unit, I didn't realize you were married. I truly did not realize you were married.
Well, I wasn't whenever we were at the unit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was a Dear John and basic training guy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I had some of those in my looks. We seem to have technical difficulties on Gomez's side up there. So I got sent home in 2007 then when I got hit with that IED outside of Talifar.
Yeah.
And how much longer did second ID end up staying out there?
We were out there for 15 months. Like we were just starting to pack up Connexes and shit like that. And as soon as we got done packing a few Connexes, like literally putting the plywood down the front and getting the locks on and shit, and they're like, go ahead and unpack. We're here for a while longer. So yeah, we ended up coming home. I want to say it was like, what was it, September of 2007, something like that.
I don't remember. I just know that I felt like shit having to leave and you guys were all still there. I felt horrible.
I mean, there's not really a whole hell of a lot you could do about it at that point,
Yeah,
and we didn't have, there wasn't a whole hell of a lot that, went down after that I can recall as far as like our unit goes, as far as like,
Well, you were there that first night, Aaron. Aaron, can you hear us? I think he froze. That's a good shot of him. We'll just leave that up there.
Oh, I got a black screen of mine. So
oh no, it's got his picture up there. Oh, now he just left again. He'll join back in. Did you remember the night? I think it was not even like maybe 3. No, it was after I had moved to the MET team. We had come back up, and me and John and I don't remember who my gunner was, and we had pulled in, and right where our unit had the connexes was right by that was that the northwest corner of it in the center of Missoula had that roundabout out there.
Okay, yeah.
Do you remember all the shots we took? Just one night out of nowhere, they were shooting through right into our connexes.
Yeah, like
there that night? Because we were all out in those little goofy clamshell things, whatever
like
the hell
the
they
shoes
were.
or whatever the hell they were called. Yeah. Because it was like that was like the first or second night in, I think, actually, when we first got in those shoes and shit.
It is.
We started having incoming.
Yeah,
because we started getting incoming, and like they're all like, "Everybody get to the shelter," and like we all get in this fucking giant concrete slab, pretty much, and like, well, this is bullshit.
Yeah, and then we went from there down to Liberty. Then we ended up at Liberty.
Yeah, it was. Let's see. So when we went down to Baghdad, it was supposed to be temporary. The tents that we were in, it was supposed to be a transition fucking spot. We ended up getting stuck in those on the cots for like how many months?
Yeah, I wasn't with you guys when that happened.
Yeah, you got split off to go elsewhere. Well, like whenever we went down to Baghdad, we got stuck in these fucking giant tents, like GP mediums with a bunch of cots in it. And we were stuck in those for months, man. Like before we finally got shoes.
Just before you guys went down there is when they pulled me and Snow. I cannot remember the kid's name. That was our gunner. That was my gunner. I can't remember his name. But that's when they pulled us and they put us in Talfar. And then we would come over to Liberty and hang out with you guys a little bit. Well, and then I made that. That's where I welded that basketball hoop and the barbecue for us.
Right.
Which that was just fun because you can see in the pictures I had in my intro, it got me in there barbecuing. All right, Aaron, when did you enlist?
2004, May. And, yeah, I was it was about 2 or 3 years into 9/11. Body counts were rising, man, and I was like, fuck it, man, I'm gonna join in.
You gotta move your hand or something. The mic wasn't picking your voice up.
It's not picking it up.
Now it is. I think when you had your hand there, you were blocking it in your earbud.
Yeah, 2004, man. Like I said, 9/11 happened. I thought it was gonna be quick, but it wasn't. Like I said, the body count rising.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. What out of both of you guys? What was your most memorable time when we were deployed?
I remember when we were in Missoula, we had the Fresh up on the hill. You remember I had that big ass ramp on it?
Mm-hmm.
I remember I got a creeper out one day and we started doing luges, like luging down the fucking ramp and across the parking lot and shit. Like it was kind of one of our slower days, but yeah, we started just riding the fucking creepers down that ramp and shit. Or we'd have races with the big dog bones underneath from under the Humvees. We grab the bumper and go all the way down the drive, down to where all the fucking blown up trucks were and shit.
Yeah, we did not do. We did dumb shit. I remember. Do you guys remember the vodka fight in the office that we thought was water bottles and ended up being bottles of vodka that were in water bottles?
I don't remember that one. Yeah.
Oh, we had to clean the whole office, and then it smelled like a doctor's office in there. That was ridiculous. I think Michael was there. Sergeant Garcia. Oh shit! There's like 6 of us in there.
Somebody probably
maybe Matt might have been. Somebody just sprayed the wrong one, and somebody, I don't know who, had vodka there. It wasn't, I didn't have it, but somebody had vodka in there and they grabbed the wrong bottle. That was very interesting because I think a major was supposed to come do a walkthrough that day.
Oh shit.
Well, I was like, and then over there in Missoula, I don't remember what had happened to me, but it was one of our stops. And me and John had stopped in and was hanging out with you guys. They had given me Flexerol. Well, if you know anything about that damn shit, it knocks you out real fast. And
makes your whole body feel like it's melting.
Oh, I was out doing something in the motor pool, and I was looking in the truck, and I just passed out under the hood of a truck. Just out of nowhere, I just knocked out. I was like, well, this ain't good.
Oh shit.
But I don't want to get like too in depth unless you guys want to talk about it. But I know, being recovery, you guys were out, or at least Jason was. I don't think you were recovery, Aaron. Did you?
No.
Weren't you on one of the Humvees or for a while though on the dart team?
Yeah, I was on the dart team for about 6 months in Mosul. Yeah.
What was the dart team? Can you explain that for everybody listening? They
kind of like the recovery team. They kind of turned us into a down to aircraft recovery team, is what they called it. Okay. So if aircraft were to ever go down, we went out with the civilians and took this training to recover any kind of civilian, any kind of like helicopter went down, something like that. So yeah, they just called us the dart team. And then we just went back to normal recovery operations whenever we moved down to Baghdad. So I'm not sure why they just started calling us dart team and then just went away, but
probably just the Mosul thing.
Yeah, I didn't know this until maybe up until a year ago that there was some downed Blackhawks. And, they must have had some issues with them, and as far as getting teams together to respond real quick, and maybe that's why they put it together. I'm not sure.
More than likely, that's why they decided to put us together like that. Maybe they had some issues down around the Mosul area, and maybe that happened. So they decided, hey, look, recovery team, we're going to train them to do this, and they're going to go get the shit for us. That's
the only thing I can think of.
Right.
We ended up doing quite a bit of mission. I want to say maybe 15 live missions to go recover and escort convoys.
Oh, at least. Well, before you got on, I was telling him that, for a while there, we had special forces basically using us like their own personal tow truck. We were going out all the damn time. They ended up, they brought us out to their range, though, one time. They brought a bunch of their weapons that they found at a cache. I mean, we're talking like fucking World War II grease guns and fucking missiles, full-on AKs. They're like, all right, drop your kit, get rid of the helmet, fuck all that shit. Grab some guns and start shooting some shit. I was like, okay, let's do this shit,
That was awesome.
That was in 03 when I went with 4th ID for the invasion. We ended up with the Moldovia's Special Forces unit. They were attached to us, and the one thing I remember is they dug a crater, and I say crater, it probably had to have been 60 feet deep, 100 feet wide. Damn. And the bitch was filled with AKs. Now we found caches, a few thousand. We found them all the time. Then I think they just kept them and started piling up, and then they threw like 8 pounds of C4 in that bitch. And the blast was about 2.5 miles away from us, and we could feel it. I was like, whoa.
And then it was raining AK parts for like a whole mile.
Oh man, that was insane. And those dudes, they didn't care. I mean, they would just throw C4 at us, because one thing people don't, C4, you have to have a blast for it to do anything. So they'd just walk around and be throwing C4 at us, and they'd scare the shit out of every single one of us. We didn't know what it was.
Now I tell you what though, dude, those SF guys, when we were down in Missoula, those were some of the coolest bitches I ever met, man.
They were. Like,
those guys were seriously fucking chill, and you knew that they could like kill you with their pinky if they wanted to. We were like, you know what, like we're cool, guy. Like, I ain't gonna fuck with you.
Yeah,
those are some of the most chill dudes.
Good friend of mine out here is in first group out of Lewis. He's teaching first group now, but no, they're cool dudes. When me and John went to that MET team, we got to work with them and Rangers a lot, escorting people around. I mean, that's solely what we did. We were turned into like an elite security team. We were basically SF's QRF at one point, and then we would just escort all our HVTs around, make sure they stayed safe.
Right.
It was fun because we were all over that country.
Right.
And then always had to go back to Talifers. That's where we were based out of. But dude, it was fun. I got to see a lot of cool stuff.
That was one thing that like I was kind of glad with doing the recovery stuff, is because I mean, granted, we were in danger anytime we went out. Yeah, and we went out a lot, but you know, we got to see a lot of shit that there's no way I would have seen anywhere else. You know what I mean? So I mean, it really did have its cool aspects.
So did either one of you guys have anything that happened outside of the wire that you guys had to fight back? Or was it somewhat clean for you guys?
Got shot at a couple times.
Yeah, we took some indirect fire. And then there was one time, I think we were escorting a buffalo that got blown up to another fob.
Yeah.
We ended up turning right, and they had set up an ambush on the other side of the highway, which we missed. And we passed up the fucking fob. We had to turn around and make a U-turn and then enter the fob. And then that's when shit just kicked off. And then I don't know what happened, and it was just getting crazy.
I know exactly what he's talking about, because this the buffalo, it actually hit an IED, but it blew out all its tires. Like the buffalo itself didn't get hurt, but the tires were all fucked. But like, yeah, we took a wrong turn, missed the ambush. And as soon as we got through the gate, they landed mortars right in the gate that we just passed through. And then a bunch of rounds started popping off at us. And there was a bit of a firefight. Then it got all fucking quiet, like fucking weird quiet. You know what I mean?
It just stopped.
Yeah, like they were dead. So, you know, they couldn't pop off no more rounds. Man, this fucking fob, though, it was like in the middle of the city and surrounded by tall ass buildings. And it was just like fucking 10-foot tall Jersey barriers was the whole fob, dude.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember the name of it, but it was just a big sand pit is what it felt like.
It was basically like one block that was just surrounded by concrete with a bunch of buildings over it. Like a sniper could have gotten any window around there and popped off shots down into it. But yeah, like they put some mortars in like right as soon as we got through, and then they kind of took care of that fairly quickly.
When you say they, who do you mean they?
So there's a lot of infantry, and then like whomever else at the fob already. And like I said, we hadn't even dismounted yet. We literally just pulled in. Like they were.
You guys were still in the vehicles.
Yeah, we were.
In the vehicles, and then they went out and handled business. And
well, like we didn't even have the time, because like they were trying to hit us. They were trying to hit us as we were hitting the gate. Yeah. Like recovery teams they focused on us because they knew if they could take out a wrecker, they're just going to send another team with another wrecker. So like,
was it you two in the wrecker together?
No, it was me and Thornton. And
Thornton.
Were you a gunner?
I was a driver in one of the second Humvees.
Right. So in the Dart team, there was only 5 vehicles. It was 3 Humvees, an LHS, and the wrecker. That was pretty much it. Or an MTV. An MTV might get thrown in there.
It's a big flatbed truck, like a semi, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Right. The LHS, it's got basically a giant flatbed on it.
Yeah. That's exactly. And they can tow stuff.
I can remember one story. I got a picture, a good photo of Winterborn recovering one of I think it was the SAS guy with a blown up expedition. And
no, it was Blackwater.
Was it one of those blue expeditions? Those like weird.
Yeah, no,
it's blue, but not like light blue. Kind of, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it was like a kind of a darker blue actually, but it had the the Blackwater emblem on the door. I know exactly what he's talking about already,
dude. And this thing was so fucking heavy that the LHS wouldn't even pick it up. So what ended up happening? Yeah, what ended up happening? It was so up armored it wouldn't even pick it up. So I pulled around back and I tranny dropped one of our Humvees to give it a shove on there, and it worked out great.
Yeah. Yeah, the picture he's talking about is literally me flipping the bird to the camera as I'm getting this thing all hooked up and like ready to go and shit.
I did not think those things were that heavy. Those are heavier than a Humvee?
Dude, there's so much up armor in those things, and it's completely disguised. You can't even see it.
No,
Yeah.
I mean that's heavier than because an LHS will pick up a Humvee, no problem.
Yeah, dude, the Blackwater guys, they didn't fuck around when it came to that stuff. And as soon as it got damaged, they just blow it up and get a brand new one.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we actually we worked on a Blackwater, or it was an up armored SUV. I don't know if it was Blackwater or what, but we had it for like a week. Sergeant Garcia was actually like using it like his personal vehicle after we got it fixed for a couple days. But I got to see the inside of this thing, dude, and it was like, it was no bullshit, like the most armored vehicle I think I've ever seen. Like
Wow.
it was crazy. It was way better than our fucking Humvees were.
Why wouldn't they give us that stuff? Why? I mean,
Because that stuff's
gotta have more
cool.
money. Jeez, it might have helped. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. The armor on our trucks, I mean, they were great. They did the job. I mean, when I got hit, it
unless
stopped.
you get the copper pot freaking IEDs, the copper fucking IEDs burnt right through.
Yeah, the shape charges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we got hit by ball bearings, and the ball bearing on that hit the drive, because it hit my driver's door. Ball bearing was about a 1/4 inch from going through and going right through my side, because I never wore side plates. I don't know about you guys. I never wore them. I don't even think I wore one in my back. If you're gonna shoot me in the back, that means you're a bitch, in my opinion.
I don't even think we had side plates for a while, did we? Like didn't those come later?
I don't remember. I never put them in. I didn't see the point, but it literally, they dug. I seen the door. It was about a 1/2 inch from going through me, and I was about 3 feet from it when it blew. So the up armor in those Humvees, I mean, I was impressed with it after that one. After seeing where that was at, I was like, well, this is good.
Yeah, right. That's a nice feature, you know.
I got to go home, get my leg fixed. At least I don't have a hole in me.
Right. Now, I think I wore my side sappies like twice on actual recovery missions, because I had to climb underneath the vehicles and shit in the middle of the desert, you know. So like having those side sappies on, you get caught on shit. Like,
ain't worth it.
Yeah, like it was gonna slow me down and make the whole process. I mean, the longer we're out there, the more danger we're in, or the more likely we're gonna get hit by something. So if I get caught on something and slowed down, I mean, that's just, you know, you got to be fast and get the hell out of there, pretty much.
I'd almost prefer not to wear plates. I didn't even put one in like a back plate in. I just kept my front plate in, and I mean, we were moving so much, it wasn't worth it wearing all that. Plus, those Humvees and all that shit in there are so small.
Right. No,
you can't fit in them.
I kept the back plate in because, like, I'd be more than likely, like, we were surrounded by somebody like that was kind of covering our backs while I'm trying to hook shit up. But my back is typically facing out, so like, I want that back plate in, because if I'm going to get shot because I'm working on something, you know, I'm going to get hit in the back.
Yeah. None of you guys got hit, though, did you?
No.
You didn't either?
Nope.
Well, that's always good. So,
no, like I said, got shot at a couple times, got close to getting blown up a couple times. Had a near friendly fire incident once.
What?
Yeah, we were going on a recovery mission, and we were coming one way, infantry was coming from the other way, and there was no communication between the two chains of command. Well, they put a couple rounds across our front vehicle's hood, and so we stopped, and we basically sat there for like 45 fucking minutes till both of our chains of command actually got a hold of each other. I mean, it's not like you couldn't tell it was Americans. It was a giant fucking wrecker with like 50 lights on it, and like, I mean, like, oh, you could tell. We were looking across the fucking middle divider at each other. Like, okay,
and they still couldn't tell who you were.
Yeah, like, you're obviously American, and I don't think Haji Bob's gonna have a fucking wrecker running down the road, you know, with a whole convoy.
And we had our unit and vehicle tags on the cars, on the vehicle.
Right. I mean, so, it was at night, but like I said, we had like 10 lights on the wrecker alone that was lighting up the entire surrounding area. Like, I don't think, you know,
they wouldn't put none of that. All our vehicles, I mean, we have lights on everything.
Right. But
did you guys remember that Buffalo we put like 30 lights on?
I remember that.
It was the short little bald head dude from 18th Engineers. It was his buffalo. I don't know his name.
What's his name?
But dude, they were nuts. And when I say we put lights on it, that thing looked like a moving sun.
Yeah, that was a late night. I think
I got a picture of me standing on that buffalo next to one of the lights.
Yeah.
Well, and then I got that one in Iraq in one of the connexes in one of our hooches from one of the 18th Engineer guys. I don't remember his name, but
Oh no shit.
yeah, I got that in Baghdad.
I say 18th Engineers. Those were the guys that was like attached like right to us in the motor pool in Missoula, wasn't it?
I don't know. I wasn't really around with you guys a lot.
Well, like you remember John Cochran? Johnny
Yes.
Cochran, or Bill, as his real name. He actually
Yeah.
lives a couple hours north of me. I just seen him a couple months ago. We had lunch.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he was in the 18th Engineers, I think. So like they were pretty much with like side by side with us in the 296.
Yeah, they were the EOD guys. You guys, do you guys still have this, or are you guys giving one?
I don't think I got one of those now.
Hang on. I feel like I might have one of those.
So that means Acosta and all them and Barnett must have supported those guys there.
They must have, because they split us over all over the place. I remember I was with Acosta for a little bit in Baghdad, at Liberty. I remember going, me and him stealing the side by side to go to Chow, and then going down there. And as we're getting ready to leave, try to get out for anybody else, you see everybody's like, "Can I get this? Can I get this? Can I get this?" We're like, "Ah." That was ridiculous. He needs to get. He's got some stories because he did I think stupider shit than I did. Hey MJ, how you doing? I got comments coming in.
Oh.
But so we all went to Baghdad, and then I think it was between Mosul and Baghdad that we split off and went to Talafar, and that's where I spent most of the time was in Talafar until just at the end when really until I got evac out. I was in Talafar. But we were at Liberty with you guys for a while, and we had that long row of hooches where everybody stayed in, two to each one. And they were on both sides.
No, it was 3 per.
Oh, it was only 2 for where I was at.
Yeah, no,
it was me and Joseph.
Yeah, let's in Missoula we had the hooches that we built the roofs on. And then we built a deck too, just trying to improve our area. Down in Baghdad, when we finally got moved out of the transition tents, we were in the chews like you're talking about. But there was 3 of us in one of them tiny son bitches.
I was there.
Me, Hart, and oh fuck, I can't remember his name right now.
Why did you guys get stuck 3-1? It was only because I think in Acosta's it was Acosta and Gomez, I believe.
Yeah, no, there was 3 of us in mine, and it sucked. But we found a couch and put it in there. We found a TV and we put it in there. We had to climb over the couch to get to our beds because there's literally no walking path. But we had a couch, so fuck it. Granted, this thing looks like it came out of the 60s. I have no idea. We tactically acquired that shit somewhere.
That's too funny. I don't remember a couch. I just remember you guys had a poker game. I believe it was Acosta's hooch when I actually beat him with a straight flush when he had a flush. I believe you guys were there. I'm trying to remember. Maybe we were all just split up. I know we were around each other for a while, but then they definitely split us up.
Yeah, I was about to say, Mosul was where we were all pretty much together. And then it's like, as soon as we started shipping out towards Baghdad and stuff, they started splitting us off between different places. Because I was, I don't want to say it was Liberty down in Baghdad. It was supposed to be a transition. I can't remember it was in the 5 camps, it was like somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But I can't keep all the different names straight, like because wasn't Signal Hill on Camp Liberty? Was that Liberty?
I don't remember. I just remember I thought Liberty was where I built that barbecue and that basketball hoop. I thought that was Liberty.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I went to so many different random places over there. I can't keep track of half the names of those fucking places.
Right, I toured that country twice.
Right.
It was, I mean, it was, it's random stuff comes in, and then I got pictures that are like, oh, where was this at? Trying to figure out where it was at. Because I want to say Liberty was where we had that big cement slab, and then they had their office tent, and that's where the barbecue was, and then the basketball hoop was on that cement thing, and then it was where Barnett when it rained and he was doing the worm in the mud puddle.
Yeah, that was Liberty.
That was Liberty.
Liberty?
Yeah. And then the rest of the platoon was I just called it Tent City, man, because there's fucking tents everywhere over there.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be a transition area.
I never went to that one with you guys because I think Michael went and Beck, and there's a few of you guys that went to that one. I wasn't. I was already gone by that point.
Yeah, like our motor pool there was literally right across the street from the chow hall on that camp.
Did the food ever get better?
Dude, when we went to Baghdad, I was actually kind of impressed with the food. I'm not gonna lie.
They had a huge cafeteria, and you could pick what you wanted.
Yeah, like I was impressed with the one in Baghdad, but the
lobster wasn't good.
No, yeah, no. I mean, you're in the middle of Iraq. You really think the lobster is going to be fucking good? I mean,
it's worth a shot. It didn't make me sick.
I tell you what, later on in my deployment, I actually got put on a mission for a couple weeks over in the green zone. And it was 2 weeks over there, but it was an Air Force chow hall.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Like that was like I swear I gained like 10 pounds in 2 fucking weeks, dude. Like everything was so fucking good. And they had milkshakes on the way out the fucking door. Like there was a cooler of fucking milkshakes when you were walking out. It's like, God damn, these guys had a fucking maid, man.
Wow. That's not fair. We never got I don't think I ever had ice cream over there.
Oh, dude, I was spoiled for those 2 weeks that I was on that mission because it was something to do with recovery, and we ended up basically just sitting, waiting for 2 fucking weeks in the green zone.
So Gomez, out of that 15 months, because you guys didn't stay in much longer after that, right?
No.
I got out in 2011. So yeah, we got back, and then I had the 1 year that you couldn't get deployed nowhere or put anywhere, and then I got shipped off to fucking Korea, and then it came right back to Fort Lewis again. Yeah,
how was that? I hate the Korea is not fun. I did not like
Dude, I was at Camp Hovey, which is like the armpit of Camp Casey. Literally just bars, like juicy bars around there. I mean, like there was nothing else. There was literally nothing else right there on the DMZ. Like if you wanted to check out anything cool, you'd have to go down south to Seoul or whatever. And like the trains are not built for men of my size.
They're not.
Okay, so I'm 6'3", and at that point in time about 235. And like I'm holding the luggage rack like it's a fucking armrest right here. Like the actual handles were down here, like at my shoulder level. And then I tried sitting in one of the chairs, and my ass was like taking up a chair and a half. And you got little old ladies walking up on you, and like, you know, they basically sit on your fucking lap. I'm just like, I'm just gonna stand up. It's cool, you know. But nah, dude, like literally when you're that close to the DMZ, the only thing you have to do is pretty much drink for the entire time you're there, unless you get a pass to go elsewhere.
They drink too much. Yeah. What about you, Gomez?
So I got out, man, like 6 months after we got back, maybe.
Okay.
And then I joined up with the active reserves to finish out the 8-year contract that we were under.
Yeah.
And they gave me a little bonus, man, and it was with a psychological operation out of Sacramento, and doing PSYOP stuff, and we were just mechanicking on all their equipment. And they actually get deployed quite a bit, and that was my first time actually knowing what the hell PSYOP does, man, and it's pretty interesting. And basically what they do in a nutshell is gather information by any means necessary, man. Whether pamphlets, knocking on doors, a lot of times they'll go out with infantry and get info. And a lot of times they'll work out little deals, man. You know, trade, you know, supplies, information on where the bad guys are. And it was pretty cool, man. And I actually seen a couple second ID guys there too with me, and it was just a big mix of people there, man. It was pretty cool. But it didn't last long. I did that for 3 years, and then I called it.
So you got out in, you said, when did you get out?
It was the end of 08. I think I got out.
Oh, okay.
And then went back in like later in 09 with the reserve.
Yeah, no, I think so. When I got sent back, I think I did right after that. I was in and out for about 3 months doing random things with certain groups, and then I got out in, I think, 2011. I think it was February 2011 is when I actually got. February 16th, I believe, was my ETS date, which is very weird. That now I got to look that up because that's the day my brother died. I hope it's not that same day. That's not something I want to think about. But when you guys came home, you said you went to Korea. How long were you at? You said a year. You were still with the second ID for a year, and then you went to Korea.
Yeah. So
okay.
Like you can't get deployed. I guess there's some stipulation, like because I got put onto, I got attached to 123 CRT as soon as we got back, and then after a year back from Iraq, I got sent over to Korea for a year. Still Second Infantry Division, but I was
just gonna ask that.
Yeah, so I was still Second Infantry Division, but I got attached to I can't remember what it's called. Tankers. I got hooked to tankers, and I actually had a great motor pool, but I was a specialist at that point, and like I was running my squad, my whole everything. Like we had the ambulances, communications, all that shit, and we didn't have any NCOs. And when we finally did get one, it was a woman that we called Sergeant Butterfly.
I got to know the nickname. I got to know the background on this one.
Well, like she was previously Navy.
Okay.
She was a tow motor operator.
Okay.
There wasn't much there. So we called her Butterfly Lady because she was ADD like a motherfucker, dude. Like she'd be talking to you and be like mid-sentence, be like, oh. Like you'd lose her like mid-sentence, dude. Like she'd be like fucking like she'd be looking you in the eyes, talking to you like, oh, and she had this fucking voice, like very wispy and like
those are annoying voices. You just want to just kill yourself,
right? Well, like yeah, she'd be middle of the conversation with you, and all of a sudden something get her attention, and she completely lose you, and then she come back and be like, what?
Like, hey, I do that now. I completely lose my train of thought for a second.
Well, that's this lady didn't have any traumatic brain injuries or anything. She was just fucking stupid.
So you bring that up. Do you guys have any anything following your deployments with VA? I mean, I have a TBI. That's actually, we found out that's what caused my strokes. That's what caused my stutter. That's what's caused everything with my brain. And I'm fighting VA for it now because they have it positive, but they won't pay me for it, which makes no sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
None whatsoever. Do you guys have anything from the deployment or from the military time that you guys have to deal with?
Well, I got diagnosed with PTSD back in I guess it's been about 10 years ago now, in 2015. And then, just like, I don't know, man, like when you come back, everything's just different. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I get bored with everything a lot.
Oh, so fast.
Like, so fast. Like, my wife gets upset with me sometimes because, like, she likes board games and shit and likes to play board games with the kids. And I lose my attention span for it, like, after maybe 10 minutes.
Cards or dominoes. That's all we play. Well, we don't play, but cards right now. I got to get my wife and everybody to learn how to play dominoes and spades.
Oh, we used to kill some dominoes over in Iraq, man.
Yeah.
But no, man, like like stuff keeping my interest. I struggle with finding shit that keeps my interest or keeps me entertained. Like I got big into motorcycles, like, and that's kind of my thing right now. And then, like, you know, I can lose myself in video games here and there, but outside of that, man, like, I could even be in the middle of a conversation with somebody, you know, and a little too far in, you're just like, I've completely lost interest in this.
Yep.
You know,
all the time. All the time.
So, like, you know, I struggle with that kind of shit quite a bit, where I just can't find anything that's really entertaining unless it has to do with some kind of adrenaline rush or something like that.
So to help combat that, you found bikes, and does that actually soothe your brain?
Oh, dude, you'd be surprised what a motorcycle ride can do for you. I mean, like,
That's why I fish and stay and go outside as much as I do.
Right. I mean, it's the same idea though, but like with the motorcycles, man, it's like it's mindful awareness, because you're not thinking about the past, you're not thinking about the future, you're thinking about not killing yourself on a motorcycle right fucking now.
Yeah, we just went through it. This year's been hell on my family, like bad. I said we lost my dad, and then right after my dad's celebration, we lost my wife's mom, like literally the day after. And then a week after that, we were driving back from my mom's house, coming up to where we live, and we came up on an accident. And there was no EMTs, there was nothing there yet, and it was 3 motorcycles. And when we got into where the accident was, there was one guy laying in a ditch. So my wife's an MA. I mean, it's part of their thing. They have to get out and help. So we got out. She went straight to help the guy. I froze in the middle of the road. I was not here. Everything I seen was Iraq again, and I couldn't move. I was stuck. And then all of a sudden she was yelling at me because she needed my belt to put a tourniquet on the dude's leg because he had lost his leg. He ended up passing at the hospital, but he was doing 100 and something on a motorcycle, went around the corner and laid it over and turned into a wrecking ball. He hit one truck, knocked it off a 8-foot slight ditch into a field. It was on its lid. Hit another rig. This is how fast he was going. Hit another rig after that, completely enveloped the rig and pushed into a telephone pole. There's video of it, and we're just like, And then not even a week after that, my wife's kids, so they're my stepkids, so their great uncle, their dad's uncle, had a diabetic episode on a motorcycle and laid it over and ended up with 6 skull fractures and was brain dead when they got there, and they just pulled him off life support 2 weeks ago.
Damn.
It's been a shitty year so far.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We've been put through hell. Not to mention all of that, my wife's childhood best friend's in the hospital for attempted suicide, and her liver's shot and her kidneys are going, and it's just been not a fun year for us so far. It's been horrible. And he's back.
Sorry, fellas. I got to close up the shop, man. I'm at work right now, and I got to drive out of the mountains to a different part of the mountains, and it's no easy drive.
All right, brother. It was good talking to you again.
Yeah, it was good talking to you.
Yeah, for sure, guys. You know, you guys are my brothers, man, forever, man.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you guys want to talk, man, feel free. Or we could do this again on the weekend, man. That'd be great, too. I'm sure we'll all have a lot more time and stuff.
Well, I have a few million people that listen to me audio wise, so I would love to get you guys, Joey, Barnett, Parati, all the guys that, you know, Michael ain't gonna do it. Try and get Snell and Price to get on here. I think it would be fun because I can have up to 10 people on here, but I think it'd be fun just to have a big reminiscence session of all of us and all the different things, because we were all split up so much in our deployment that we all have different stories.
Right.
You know, so, but yeah, no, it was good talking to you, Aaron. We need to do this again. I'll definitely be in touch because I want to put together a bunch of us, and I got to figure it out and make it work with everybody. So I definitely want to do this again.
Capo a link, so he should be joining pretty soon too. So
I didn't even. Oh, Capo was gonna get in here.
Yeah, I think so. I just sent him the link like a few minutes ago, so he should be on.
Okay.
So yeah, man. Like I said, I'll talk to you guys later, man. And Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right, yeah, no, we'll definitely do this again for sure.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys later.
All right, have a good one.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's I miss talking to all you guys. I really do. It's too much fun.
Well, I mean, whenever we were all together, like you never knew where the conversation was going to go, and it was on such a crazy and inappropriate level as compared to what you do on the civilian side. That like
people don't know.
There's that camaraderie is something that you struggle to find on the once you're out again.
Well, me and you haven't talked in what? Almost 20 years, 17 years?
Yeah, like in person. I mean, we've had little hit ups on like the Facebook.
Well, yeah,
and everything.
But what I mean
like, as far as like this goes, yeah, no, it's been like 20 years, man.
Well, what I would assume probably 07 when I got sent out, and I really didn't talk to much of anybody when you guys came back because they had me doing other stuff.
Well, like a lot of us got split off, like out of our main shops as soon as we got back.
Yeah,
like I said, I got moved over to 123 CRT for a year, and they swapped. I was one of the few I think that actually stayed 2nd Infantry Division whenever we first got back. Like,
oh, really?
A bunch of guys got shipped out to different places altogether. Like some people went to 123 CRT with me, and some other guys like they went to all the different combat repair teams and shit like that. But after a year, it was like me and 6 or 7 guys from our unit went to different spots in Korea. Like we all flew over pretty much at the same time.
No shit, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, like we all hit in processing at the same time over in Korea and ended up getting sent to different places.
Oh, so you didn't
dogs.
Yeah. So what kind of bike do you got?
I have got a 2008 Fat Bob, and I've got a 2023 Road Glide ST.
Which one's your favorite one to ride?
Both of them. Nah, dude, like for the comfort and long rides, the Road Glide is the way to go. And I got it set up for my wife loves riding that one with me. It's got a big old cush seat on it. It's got Rockford Fosgate all around. The Fat Bob is for going fast and taking turns fast. Like it's not
really?
much. It's got wider tires, so you can corner a little bit better, but it's more maneuverable than a big old bagger is, you know.
Oh, okay. So you
like,
got your cruiser and your fast one.
Right. That's pretty much what it is. One's a bar hopper, the other one's for long Tory shit.
Right on. So have you rode to Sturgis since you're kind of close?
No, actually, I had back surgery a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got some titanium in my spine now.
Ugh.
So it was something that started in the Army and got finished off in the civilian world.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I had a whole year that I wasn't allowed to ride at all after I got that titanium put in my spine because I got one disc replaced and a fusion. Well, and I tried riding once before they released me, and that was that was a bad idea. Like dude, I did a cruise just in my town. I hit one bump and it about dropped me. I'm just like, fuck, no, I'm done. I'm going home.
Hey, there's another one. How's it going
on, brother?
What up, guys?
Not much. How are you doing?
Hanging in there. I see other people getting a little white too.
Oh, dude,
hey,
I got
me.
straight up strips going on here.
I got a bald spot again.
There's some in there. Well, that's not
good. Yeah, remember I had those 2 bald spots. Now I got another one.
So what have you been up to?
Dadding it up, doing dad shit.
So, for you guys listening, this is another one of our brothers we were deployed with, Capo. He was there with us. It was great times. Hey, Capo, real quick, can you just kind of give us a little bit of background of you and your military when you enlisted? Just run through it real quick, because right now we're just bullshitting. So, but I want other people to understand you.
On what level? What do you mean? Like just like why I joined, or
why you joined, when you enlisted? You know,
I enlisted in 2004, kind of in a small town, didn't have much opportunity, so there was an opportunity that was handed to me, so I took it and I joined, and that was the career path I chose. And then I met a bunch of misfits that became family and brothers in arms, and
Yep.
you know, and that was the end of that. And then fucking we did the tour in Afghanistan, and I did another tour or Iraq, and then I did another tour in Afghanistan after being in Germany for a while.
Oh, I didn't realize you went longer. How long were you in?
I was in for over just under 9 years, a week shy of 9 years.
When did you go to? You went to Afghanistan after our deployment?
Yep, that's where I got injured and had 2 Humvees follow me, and I was blowing up an IED over there.
I'm surprised we didn't run into each other because I was in Afghanistan in 08.
Mine was 09.
Oh, okay. I was there.
Yeah, mine was mine. I was It was supposed to be a 6-month tour, and it ended up being a 9-month tour because of the elections or some shit crap.
No, I was there for about 3 months while they were shutting a post down just outside Cornwall Valley. We were helping them shut it down.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I didn't know you went on. So you said you had 2 Humvees fall on you?
Well, yeah, I was working on one, and some SF dudes put the Humvee up on a scissor jack. And that's it for 6,500, not 65 ton. So when we came in to I came in to change half shaft after the gunfight, fob, and I was underneath the wheel well, and one of my other battles saw it starting to fold on it, and then he yelled out my name, and I was unable to get my arm out from underneath the hub and save my arm from getting taken off and getting crushed. So, and then, but I got put down in the wheel well, so it messed up my back and whatnot and knocked me down. And then the second time was on we were on a convoy it was a week later. And then, so it was a week. I got with that vehicle that hit me and pushed me to the ground. A week later, I got hit with a IED, and then the third week, 3 weeks in a row, just bam, bam, bam. We were taking gunfire. I was up underneath the vehicle, and then we started taking gunfire as I was switching up the half shaft, and the 50 cal decides to take, because I learned my lesson. I put a bottle jack underneath it, along with other stuff, the rim and everything, so it wouldn't, but it still, the 50 cal started shooting it, shook it off the bottle jack, pinned me to the ground, and it took 3 people plus myself and them having to jack the vehicle up to get me out.
Oh, damn. I didn't
So my back's all jacked up. Two back surgeries later.
Damn. So do me a favor, explain your house and how you and what happened with you and all that.
Well, from the story that I just kind of told, there's a nonprofit organization called Operation Finally Home that helps wounded and disabled veterans, and also like other people like. Hold on 1 second. Big. Who else do they help? OFH.
You seen what happened with him, right, Jason? Did you see it on Facebook?
Well, yeah, like they'll help spouses of disabled or the wounded warrior, but right, but like do like just other service members too, not just the military, but like other service members. Like they extend it to like I think fire and police and ambulance people that have done that serve on that level, that have injured themselves in the line of like duty to, provide for the other people. But they do mostly for the for wounded warriors, and is a main purpose of it. And they do modifications to people that have injuries. You put in an application. My friend put me in for it and told me, hey, you're a good candidate. He was the one that helped me and saved my life from the first Humvee falling on me. And he said that, hey, you should fill out this application, put in for it, and tell him your story. And I was chosen out of how many people in the area, and I was chosen for a mortgage-free home. and they do modifications for each person. Like, so I have modifications for a wheelchair accessible and stuff like that. So
It's
a good
an
organization.
amazing organization. Do you have contacts in that organization? Like, do you talk to any of them? Or?
Well, I mean, I do, because we go through each year. Every year, we've been for this July will be 5 years now, and every year there's several things that we go to. Like, there's a golf outing that they do to raise money. There's a gun. They get in March. They do like at a gun range. They do.
What's it called again?
Operation Finally Home. They just do certain things to help raise money. So they'll do like bands and just different venues, benefits that they do together, and to bring the public out to raise money for the next candidate, for the next home. And because it's all, my kid loves to shut off lights behind people.
He turns it on, light goes off. He turns it on, walks away, light
Yeah,
goes off.
there's the culprit right there. But yeah, so I go to those. There's one person that always comes to it that I know, and that we just talk stuff out. And there's other people I'm not like that. I reach out to and talk with them here and there, but like my other buddy, he has a little more connections than I do, because when they were going through it, it was before the whole COVID, so he got to actually go out and meet more people, get a little more acquainted with people. When I was doing it, it was COVID, so we were more hidden and not in the public, so we didn't get to meet as many people as we should have to kind of know everybody. So,
well, you got somewhat contacts. I'm going to ask if you can maybe possibly get me in touch with somebody so I can get that organization on this show and get it out to other people that might be willing and wanting to help. So that's what I mean, with this show, with the injuries and stuff that I have organizations on and get them to help people, to help vets. Like me and my wife just put on a Christmas concert this year for the old soldiers home out here. I think I talked to Jason about it, about CBA.
Right. Well, I know that they're huge in Texas. I mean, it's in certain states that they are out of, that they do the home store. I mean, there are other organizations, but OFH, Operation Finally Home, is for we were the 7th recipient here in Wisconsin. There was an 8th one, and they have, I believe, another lot that is big enough to split it into 2, but we're unsure of who's chosen yet, or if they've have anybody for that yet. So other than that, I mean, they're still going to be going as long as they can, but they have to go through each state. They got to find a contractor that's willing to put the time in, and and do all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I would love to talk to somebody and possibly figure out how to be boots on the ground, maybe for somebody to get that going out here in Washington, because I don't think there's anything like that out here.
Right. I mean, there's other, like I said, there's other organizations. There's Operation Homefront that I think goes through Chase. They don't do houses from the ground up, but they do just like foreclosures, and then they just kind of like remodel from the inside. They like kind of tear it all down. They keep the bones, and then they just kind of fix it up that way.
Yeah.
I believe it's through Chase. I'm not sure if it's still through them or not, but there's other organizations that are out there that kind of are a little bit more areas. Because when we first signed up when we were in Michigan right before we moved to Pennsylvania, but there was no, and we said Pennsylvania at first, but there was no, they didn't have any places in Pennsylvania, so we waited for a couple of years before this came available.
Nice.
So.
No, that's awesome. Now, I mean, I know we've talked off and on, and I know you can't do anything. You can tell with you, because you kind of right now with your back, like you can't get super comfortable in certain spots because you're laying down or you're standing up. Is that?
Yeah, I'm about to go get another MRI done, and my nerve ablation's done, and the nerves burnt.
Ugh.
So
That's sad, but no, I want to this Operation Finding a Home. Is that what you said it was?
Operation Finally Home.
Finally.
Okay, Finally Home. Okay.
Yeah, OFH. You can Google it. It'll pop up. It has the stories. You can look up in what states they are. They have little bubbles in the states. You click on them. It shows the families of the recipients, their stories of what they put. Just a little bit about them. So kind of like what I just did in the beginning, and just told a little bit of my story and what happened to me, and that's why. I think it's kind of want to hear why could benefit you, and what happened to you, and all that stuff, so they can put that out to the people that are donating, and so they can see
So-
and see who they're helping out.
With the injuries and stuff that you sustained, I'm assuming there's a TBI in there, PTSD, and all that normal stuff for anybody in the military. How do you deal with that after the fact? Because you've seen shit like I seen. How do you deal with it?
I mean, day by day, I'm thankful that I'm still here when there's other people that weren't able to come back.
I mean, do you have any
when
hobbies to like help clear your brain?
I kill people on Warzone.
Oh, what's your gamer tag? Hey, what's your gamer tag?
DJ Capo, brother.
DJ Capo.
Yeah, that's me. I
Okay.
play just pretty much video games just on that, just to space out, and that's my me zoning out and type deal. But other
Yeah,
than
I'll
that,
look you
just
up because Warzone's fun.
yeah. Other than that, just chilling, and yeah, I played with Barnett a couple times.
Oh, okay. Are you on Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Okay, so
That's
well,
it.
I'm on my
It's
PC, so it don't
crossplay
matter.
on Warzone, though, isn't it?
It
It
is,
is.
yeah. Barnett's got Xbox.
Yeah, I'm on my PC, so I play on my PC. Figured out that
Oh, you're a cheater.
I ain't no freaking cheater. Hey, check it out. Get a gaming PC and play, and see the major difference. I have hacks or anything like that. Just the speed in the game is better than an Xbox.
I know,
I ain't gonna lie.
the frames per second, all that stuff. But
It's
no,
insane.
I'm trying to save up for a PC. I want to play that way, but just not there yet.
No, I just got an Xbox controller. I don't do the whole mouse and keyboard crap. That's too much moving stuff for me.
Yeah.
I'd try to run forward and end up going backwards or jumping and getting. I can't
Yeah.
figure that out.
But no, I mean, other than that, I do that. Try to stay active with the kids, and
So I'm assuming you're 100%,
and just
right?
100% permanent total.
Permanent total.
Yeah.
So
I've been PNC for a while.
do you choose not? You can't work then, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopefully trying to still get in there, because I've been discussing with the wife. I mean, right now it's with the kids. Once they all get in school, I want to try to see, because they just switched some stuff around with Social Security as well, that you can try to get back into the workforce to see if you can start to do some stuff. And then if you can't, then you don't have to go through that whole process again. You can kind of just go back on it, and then you'll get the full Social Security again, or the disability, not Social Security, because I'm not old enough for it, but just the
Bullshit.
disability
I have
part of it.
Social Security, bub.
Social Security disability.
I have Social Security. Yeah, Social Security and Social Security disability.
I only
Because
have straight disability.
I physically can't work anymore. I had to get tested and all of that.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I went
sad
through.
to say.
I went through seven
I'm in my-
times. I got denied 6 times. So 7th time was after my back surgery, and they saw me when I was totally at my worst. And then I went in there to a judge, and he saw me, and that's when they awarded me the Social Security disability, not Social Security, but the disability. And then I got checked on once, asking if I still am disabled under their guidelines. I filled out all that paperwork, and they said, yes, you're still disabled under our guidelines. And I'm still waiting. I think from what I was told, they can do that up to 5 to however many years. You usually get 2 of those evaluations. I'm still waiting on my second one So I mean,
see, I never got told no, but mine's because I'm half blind now because of the strokes that I had 2 strokes in 2021. I mean, I'm sure you guys seen it on Facebook. And it took all my peripheral vision. So I can't work anymore. And so I have Social Security and Social Security disability. And it's sad to say I'm 43 and I have freaking Medicare. Like, really?
well, I do too, and I'm 42. But I like I said, mine's just disability.
See, I got the 100% TNT through the VA back after my back surgery when I got the titanium put in between the PTSD and the spinal shit. But then it was still, I could still work with that one. Like I was on the side.
Well, yeah,
of things,
PNT
so I could still
you
have
can
a
still
job.
work with.
Right.
Well, see,
it's unemployable. You can't.
Right.
Well, I was
unemployable.
Well, I was put on the unemployability first before I was 100%. And then I got put to 100% without it, but they kept me on the unemployable status. So I could go and start working technically, and then I would be taken off the unemployable status through the VA and still be at 100% permanent total. But like I said, my back's messed up. It's right now, it's getting a little worse. I'm about to get another MRI here. So the VA is supposed to call me to get it scheduled to see what's going on because it's being inflamed right now to where it's hard for me to do anything for just anything. So if I try to do something small, I'm bedridden or on the couch for hours or days to recover from it. So
I hate MRIs. I can barely fit in the bitch. I sit in there and they're like, put your arms down. I'm like, the ceiling's right there. I mean, come on.
I feel you. I'm right there with you.
Make a bigger one. I'm not a small guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not 800 pounds, but I'm 6 foot and 250, 260. I'm not a small guy. And you get in that tube and it's like, come on, guys.
I'm even bigger than you, brother. So,
but man, it's just, it pisses me off with VA because I'm actually, my shit's going up to a judge right now at a court of appeals for VA because they keep denying my TBI, even though it says in my VA paperwork my TBI test was positive. They're denying. Make sense of that one.
well, see, my TBI is, I'm positive for TBI, but they rated me at a 0. And I went in for an increase. And when they did, because I can't remember shit after I got blown up in Afghanistan, and I had a concussion. I got medevaced out because of it. I had a bloody nose, all that stuff that showed the signs of concussion. And even when I got back from Germany and went to Fort Hood, I was going to the TBI clinic. I was getting those little things stuck to my head, getting a little shock therapy or whatever. Like I was going through the whole thing, but they still only rated me at a 0, saying that they know that I have it, but not high enough to give me higher than a 0 rating.
That's so dumb, dude. I hate
even though I can't remember shit. Like I literally can look at something and 2 seconds later I'll forget it. I mean, there are still things I can remember that I'm still good at with, but like I can't remember over half my childhood. I can't remember like stuff like that. I gotta write a list. My wife tells me something. If I don't have it in my list on my phone, I have to. The power's going.
You got a stroke. You're in a raven there.
Yeah.
And see, but like I have memory issues. Like I was bad enough for a while that I literally like I got a book like this and I started writing shit down because like I was never, I don't think I had a traumatic brain injury. Granted, I mean I was there. I felt concussions off of shit. I was close enough to shit blowing up that I could feel the impact, but I don't recall getting hit hard enough that I was officially a TBI that I know of. But yeah, dude, like that's been like one of my wife's frustrations with me is that I cannot remember. I have the memory of a fucking goldfish.
Oh, same here. That's why I got an iPhone so I can just say, Siri reminders for me. When it's like I got it, hey, set a reminder for this.
Yeah, you know what's stupid though is I can remember all this like stupid little information about stupid shit that has no relevance whatsoever. But I can't remember like, oh, my kid's graduation's coming up, or like something like that.
I have a lot of our deployment blocked. I don't know if it's blocked out or if I just can't remember it in it. And then all of a sudden I'll get random dreams and like, did this really happen? And I'll have to call John and certain people that were in that dream. They're like, no, it happened. I'm like, well, why don't I remember it? Why is it coming back in dreams?
Yeah, I've had to call Costa a couple times just to ask where we've been because I can't remember the places that we've been.
Oh yeah, like names where it's hard. Like there's a mountain over there. It was it was south of Talifar, but it was where the signal unit was, and we'd have to go up there and drop stuff off. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of that mountain. It was like one of none in Iraq, and it was
one of none.
I mean, it was the tallest hill. I mean, we had to go up pretty high, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name of that place. It was just south of Talifar. I cannot think of it.
Dude, I can't remember. I already done told you. I can't remember half the damn names of the places that I had been over to, in Iraq. Like
yeah, it's like getting shit mixed up from Mosul to Liberty to Bakuba to wherever we all were at different places. I can remember what happened, but trying to remember the names, I'll get them mixed up all the time.
Oh, dude, I've had a couple occasions where like I'll see a picture of a dude that I did serve with, but I can't remember at which point I served with him. Like I don't think he was in Iraq with me. I think he was in Korea with me, but I'm not sure. Like I'm mixing up some faces. Like it'll be a guy that I wasn't like great friends with back in the day, but like then I can't remember what fucking unit I was in with him. Like I just remember that I was in the uniform with him.
Right. I got a couple of those too.
It's bad. I mean, I definitely remember you guys. Can't say I remember everybody's names from our unit. There's only a few. You guys, Gomez, Acosta, Barnett.
Where's Gomez? Thought he was supposed to be here.
Oh, he had to hop off.
He was here. He hopped off just before. You said you were going to jump in. Joey's supposed to be here too, but he's in the process of moving to Louisiana.
He's what?
He's moving. He moved to Louisiana. I guess Destiny got a killer job there, or got offered a job there.
He was telling me that. He was telling me that she was getting a job offer, but that was also it wasn't supposed to happen. He said that he was going to stay there while she went there and then commute back and forth, and then he wasn't going to move until she got the job option in Texas or Florida.
No, he definitely told me he was driving and he should be in Louisiana by the time we started, but something must happen. They'll still be driving,
like hit traffic or something.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, no, he got it. I know there was the one in Texas, but he told me the one in Louisville, it was more, and so they decided to go there, I guess.
I'm just switching propane tank out real quick, guys.
Oh, you're good. Dude, it is really flat there. There's like nothing.
You said you're in Wisconsin?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Illinois, dude. It's flat all the way up here. Okay.
That is one thing that I will miss if I ever leave Washington is the mountains.
Dude, you know what? I really missed that when I moved back to the Midwest. Like looking over and seeing the mountains off in the distance. Like you look here and there ain't shit. Like it's literally I go across the river and there's at least hills and like, valleys and shit like that. I fucking get here and they call me Flatlander.
It's really low.
Like where I work at, they call me I'm a Flatlander because
what's your road name?
So low.
What's that?
What's your road name?
Northman.
Northman? I was curious. I was curious. Tell by the tattoos.
I'm all sleeved out on that side now.
Yeah, no, I'm working on it. But no, that was like so last summer, me and my wife and the kids went to Florida to go to Disney World for vacation. We went on this little, they called it a cruise, but it was like a 2-hour boat ride looking at dolphins. And there was one hill and it was like 60 some feet. And she said that was the highest point in Florida. I said, excuse me, what? I live 600 feet up, and you're telling me that's the highest thing off sea level, 60-some feet? Like, you guys got skyscrapers bigger than that.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, whew, that's not that big.
Dude, like,
what have you guys been doing? I mean, what do you, obviously we got Dad there, and you're working. What do you do for work now?
I work on high-end custom horse trailers.
Okay.
I've been doing that for about 2.5 years now.
So do you fab them, or?
So they get ordered through my shop, and like, have you seen Yellowstone?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the big horse trailers, like the Bloomers, the 4-stars, that shit. That's what we work on. They got living quarters in them and shit. So like, I do a lot of axle service work. I do, like, it's basically mechanical mixed with freaking fabrication, mixed with carpentry, mixed with electrical. I mean, like, it's a literal mobile house that you hold horses in.
Oh wow.
So
it's a camper for a horse.
Yeah, I'm not a camper for a horse.
Camper for a horse.
It's pretty much what it is, dude. I mean, these fucking things are nicer than my house, though. I'm talking like full marble fucking floors on some of them. I'm not even bullshitting you, dude. We did one last year that was an entire horse trailer that was all living quarters. That was like $750,000 horse trailer or some shit like that, or 500,000. I can't remember which exactly, but yeah, this thing was completely stainless steel, and the inside was like a mini mansion. I mean, this thing had a big screen, it had a movie theater room. I mean, it was like crazy.
That's insane. That's truly insane. That's
like rodeo people don't fuck around, man.
Well, no, they're driving horses that are worth millions of dollars. I'd want them to ride it. I want it to be safe. And of course, they ain't gonna camp on the side of the road.
I mean, they can camp anywhere they want to do that.
Were you guys with us out here when we did that? We were going to Yakima, and they split us up, and one group went over 90 like they would normally go, and one went down around Oregon, over the Columbia, across Oregon, and back over the Columbia to the south side of Yakima.
I need it on my notes.
We were all there, but I don't remember if you guys went down to the Oregon side, because they made me. I went down there with Nolasco.
I was on recovery, so they always put me at one of the truck stops on the route.
Yeah, that's what we ended up staying at, some random truck stop. And
yeah, dude, I think I was off of 90 at a truck stop. I was at the actual truck stop. There was another spot that was a stop that was just out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, I know that.
And I was glad I didn't get stuck at that one.
I go through that all the time. So I get out and piss there. But no, that trip was when I almost broke Nolasco.
I didn't get to stop to piss. I had to piss in the bottle while we were driving.
Oh man, he tried pulling that whole E5 crap on me. It's like, look, dude, we were up together. I'm not gonna say why. The only reason I think you got it, so I'll leave it at that. But don't tell me how to drive, because the little he stopped after that. I lost it on him. I was like, dude, this ain't gonna go very far.
Do you guys still have dreams about the military?
Huh?
Do you guys still have dreams about the military?
Oh yeah,
all the time.
I have dream, like I just had one last night. Like I had a dream, like, because I'll have dreams like, oh, you need to come back, and we're going overseas. I'm like, all right, I'm down, I'm in, and we're going and we're getting ready. We're going back over there, and then I got one of them like, oh, let's go see if you're on the list. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, it was me and two other people. I forget who the other two people were, but I got my E6 and they got their 5, and I was like, yeah.
I know, I have them all the time. Actually, I was just telling Jason a couple weeks ago, me and my wife stopped at an accident as we were coming home, and it ended up being a motorcycle accident, and it wasn't very good. The dude, he had lost his leg when we had got to him. He ended up passing at the hospital, but my wife went straight to him to help because she's an MA, and I froze in the road. I was back in Iraq. I wasn't in Washington anymore until I started getting yelled at. I was like, oh, okay. Then I came right back to it. And I was like, I've never had a PTSD experience like that ever since I've been out. That was the worst one I ever had, to actually physically feel like I was in a different country. It was
right.
It was very weird. But
See, I haven't really had an experience like that. My PTSD is more the secluding myself, shutting down, like, like I disappear into my own world type thing. I don't lash out, and I don't when I get like that, I don't even try to go out in public. I just want to be left the fuck alone.
oh yeah,
I'm like that, but like at the same time, like if I am out, all of a sudden, like especially if I have like tension headaches, I get more paranoid if
Yeah.
I'm around people, and I get more to where it's like I feel like people are out to get me or some shit.
Yeah,
And,
like
and I'm more standoffish. I'm more like running scenarios through my head. Okay, what if this guy does this? What am I going to do? If this guy does that, what am I going to do? Like I do that kind of shit, and then
I do
and
that
then
in public venues. Yeah.
and then I also have like I was at my brother's garage, just his house garage. He was working on his truck, and he didn't tell me, and he released his jack stand, and it just fell down. That brought me back to Afghanistan when the truck fell on me. Panic attack, tears came out. I was crying. I was hyperventilating in the corner. He's like, "What the hell's going on?" That was my only time that I had a real bad one, like what you just said. But I was like, "Holy shit!"
That's the only time I've had that. Now I've had dreams, like I woke up with night terrors. I woke up with cold sweats. That was the first time something like that ever happened to me. It was very, very weird for me.
You never think it's going to happen to you either.
Not
You're
like
like, yeah, that shit's not going to happen to me. I'm good. I'm fine. That shit's not going to happen to me.
yeah, but
But then it does.
see something or something happens and you've been around that before,
That triggers it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, throws you right back.
Okay, so I did have one instance. It was like right after I got out, and I didn't know I was all fucked up yet. My now ex-wife, she wanted to take the boys to a World War II reenactment over at Jefferson Barracks, the hospital that's right there on the river here between Illinois and Missouri. And I'm not thinking anything of it really, I'm just like, oh, that'd be cool. Go see a World War II reenactment. And then all of a sudden the explosions start going off and the gunfire starts happening. And next thing I know, I'm fucking like, I'm in the back like this, like fucking kind of pacing back and forth and trying to cover my ears and like doing a half-ass freak out. Cause like it's just, I knew it was fake, but it was the sound.
It's the sounds. I've had to go to a few military memorials, and even the 21 gun salute. I lose it, and it's like,
oh, dude.
But I go out and shoot all the time.
Right, you go out and shoot, and you're doing it. That's one thing, but like you get a 21 gun salute, or like for me, taps is a huge fucking weakness.
Oh,
like that can get played at the right time in a fucking movie, and I'll fucking start crying and shit, or I'll get I'll do the. Like it just fucking hits you. Like you just be watching something and it's just like out of nowhere, just a wave of fucking emotion that like fucks you up.
It does. People don't really understand. And honestly, that's the whole goal of my podcast is that civilians will listen and they'll understand that, you see somebody like that, not all the time. If they're wearing a vet hat, that it's something along those lines. It's not always something bad why we seclude ourselves. It's just we need that little bit to work everything through our head so we can move.
Yeah.
That's why I do a lot. So like you said, yours to clear your head, you ride your bike, right? Mm-hmm. I fish. So, and my wife knows. She'll straight, hey, you need to go fishing. She'll just tell me you need to go. All right. I'm not gonna say no. But it's being outside away from everybody, whether I'm on a boat or I'm hiking a creek to fly fish or something. I'm by myself and I don't have the constant noise everywhere.
Well, and that's kind of even like if you're riding with a group on a motorcycle, you ain't fucking talking to them, shooting the shit down the road. It's still just you paying attention to what's going on the road, man. It's like there's a certain piece to it because there's the whole world flying by you, but nothing's going on, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. But
what movies do it for you guys?
As far as like pumps me up or fucks me up?
Yeah, which one are you going?
Fucks you up.
Fucks me up.
for realistic movies, American Sniper gets me because I knew Chris Kyle.
Yeah, I watched
exactly
that one once a couple years ago. I'm just like,
that's the one I was. That's the one I was talking. That was going to say that fucks me up is the American Sniper.
Because I met him in 07.
I'm not saying because of.
Excuse me, 04.
I'm not saying because of that. I'm just saying because just how the whole scenario kind of played out and whatnot.
Well, and it's extremely realistic, and if you watch it, now there's some, and Black Hawk Down gets me too, and then the one where they ride the horses.
Isn't that Brokeback Mountain, bro?
No,
I think you're getting your shit switched up, bro.
No, so it's Thor, and they're like an SF group, and they get stranded, and this guy gives them horses, and they take back. I can't think of the name of the movie.
I know what you're talking about.
I just called it. I just said it.
No, you didn't. That one gets me because of how realistic it is. And
13 hours.
13 hours. 13 hours is the whole Benghazi thing.
Yeah, it was the end of that one after his buddy was killed, and they like were getting him off, like they just threw him off a roof to get him to the ground and shit. And it's like there's parts of that movie that got me, that was like it kind of fucked me up a little bit. Just not all of it. A lot of it was a lot of action pack, all that stuff. But there was a couple scenes in that one where it was just like, goddamn.
It's really the more realistic it is for me. Those are the ones that get me. And there's not a lot. There's only very few realistic movies about Iraq and Afghanistan.
What's this movie there's a movie that just come out that's like about SEAL team over in Iraq. I haven't seen it. It's like Warfare or something like that. Apparently it's the most.
It just came out.
I heard about it, but I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't seen it.
I don't think I've seen it either. If it just came out.
I think it's in theaters right now, actually. Like I think it just came out, but it's supposed to be extremely accurate as far as like actual warfare goes, like between the camaraderie and then the firefights and everything. Apparently it's supposed to be like dead nuts.
Yeah, so like Vietnam and like Band of Brothers and stuff like that, or the Vietnam movies or Band of Brothers, those don't get me. They don't put me back. I like watching them and seeing how the different wars were fought.
Right.
But yeah, no, the ones that get me are the realistic ones of when we were there.
Yeah.
Those ones they tear me apart.
Yeah. Like I have no problem. Like my youngest son, he's a hardcore war buff. Like we watched Band of Brothers together. I just watched Black Hawk Down with him a while, not too long ago, and I was telling him about how that really happened, and like when they were parading around the special forces guys and shit, they're the Delta guys and stuff, and I was like, this actually occurred,
Yep.
And we watched what was the one that was about Iwo Jima, the TV show, not Band of Brothers. It was the one that came out the same time.
The Pacific.
The Pacific. See, that was a good one too.
That's
like,
a good one too,
ones like that, I'm good with all those. Usually until like again you hear taps or something like that. Once taps hits, it's fucking game over for me, no matter what I'm watching.
Yeah.
But like you said, like more of the modern, like around the time that we were over there kind of shit. Those kind of hit me a little bit, and I pretty much try to avoid them. Or if I do watch them, I watch them whenever I'm like by myself or something.
That's what I do. It's generally at night when my wife's about to fall asleep, or I'll put it on because I know what's going to happen to me, but I want to watch them.
Right. It's going to fuck you up, but
I gotta watch it.
So this might be a little fucking crazy, but like when I start getting in a funk or something like that, my go-to is war movies. Yeah, like, and I don't know why. Like I'll also when I can feel myself starting to go into a funk or something like that, I'll turn on war movies, and I don't know if it's because I'm trying to think about the camaraderie that I had when I was in war myself.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, it brings you back to a time where you had your brothers and the camaraderie. That's one thing I miss hugely.
Right.
The camaraderie.
I don't have that. You don't have that. Like,
well, see, I mean, the closest thing that I have found has been the Combat Vets Motorcycle Association, like since I've been out. And that's the only thing that I found that's even remotely close, but that's because we're all veterans, Yeah. We've all been through the shit. But
Yep.
it's still not even on the same level as the people that we actually, you actually deploy.
Certain, yeah.
But yeah, when I
It's
start to get into
funny,
funk,
bro.
I notice that I start going to war movies and I start watching the shows, the movies. Like it's like I'll be on a kick and I'll just watch movie after movie.
Yeah. The other one, like TV shows that get me, that generally I've watched the all 6 seasons multiple times, and it's when I get in a funk like that, and I know I am, and I'm trying to get me out of it, is SEAL Team on CBS
I don't think I've watched that.
or Paramount Plus. Yeah, it's a good.
I put that on my
favorites.
favorites. I haven't watched it yet. I'm planning on starting that.
It's a good one, and it's accurate to the point when they're like in Afghanistan and when they go into Iraq. You can definitely tell that they actually have people talking about it, because one of the guys that are in there, and I don't remember which one it is, was an actual SEAL Team member. So it's pretty accurate how SEAL Team, how they work, and that show that gets me all the time too. But it's a good one. But that one's fun. Movie wise, or not movie wise, but song wise, anytime I hear it, dude, I get pumped up like I'm ready to bounce the wire. Is Drowning Pool with the bodies hit the floor. Every time I hear that, I get pumped, like, okay, what are we doing? But I mean, we played that all the time.
What was it? I can't remember what the song's called. The song's called Burn, but it's like this super heavy metal band. They're the ones that sang the Die Motherfucker Die. I can't remember.
Well, that in the Power Man 5000, what song is that they, whoever made that video of us put that
Worlds
video
Collide.
Yeah,
that
one gets me too. I love that song.
Holy shit, what was that guy's name?
I don't know, but they got
I see his face right now.
What, the guy that did the pictures?
That
did he put together the video.
Who was it?
Adam
who?
Mancini, was it?
I don't remember.
No. The guy that the photographer overseas? Or no, that I'm thinking of Afghanistan. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, the Power Man 5000. Somebody put a video together.
He was a short dude, balding, crooked ass teeth. I can't remember his name right now.
Oh yeah, and he wore glasses.
He was friends. He hung out with Lindell a lot.
Yes, I can't.
Hoffman.
Short.
Yeah, Hoffman.
Hoffman. It was Hoffman. He's the one that put together the 296 video with Worlds Collide on it.
Okay, yeah.
Then they got.
I thought you were talking about the NCO, the NCO, not the specialist.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
I gotta feed my dogs real quick. Hang on.
But then they got a picture of me holding that damn Elmo that was passed around in there. I'm like, really? That's what you guys put? That you guys want to put that one in there?
I don't think I've seen that video.
It went around, and then it went around a couple years ago. I haven't seen it since then. I'd have to do some research to find out where it's at. But yeah, no, that video is really good. I mean, it's got pictures of all of us. Well, the event I made for today's podcast is the picture of me.
I saw that. Me, you, and Acosta.
Yeah.
Yeah, you chose the one with me losing to the thing and having to cut my hair off. Yeah, I love that one. Rolling those dice. And it shows the picture where Gomez lost his eyebrow rolling the dice.
I totally forgot about all that.
Yeah, that was my buddy. We were playing that game with my buddy from Michigan.
What was the game?
It was just a dice game. Whoever rolled the lowest had the. It was like you got to choose. You had to shave your head, an eyebrow, or both, or whatever. Each one you got to choose. And then if you were going to play, you chose, and then or 3 or 4 of us rolled. Whoever got the lowest had to do it. So I played with somebody. I ended up losing one. I shaved my head. My buddy Josh Bean.
I remember you shaving your head.
Yeah, my buddy Josh Bean. He shaved his head. And then Gomez ended up choosing an eyebrow for some reason.
I remember that too, and we didn't bring that up when he was in here. I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, I called him. I was like, because the Facebook said that you're going live now. It says live now, but it will start soon. You'll be invited, or you'll be able to join once the invite's off. I was trying to join earlier, but it wasn't letting me. So I called him. He
Oh,
said he was going to send a link, but it never did.
no, I
So
sent the link to you. Obviously,
I
you
never got it
here.
until. Well, I got it. Yeah, I got it after because I tried calling him again and got nothing. And then I finally got him.
I didn't know you were gonna try and be on here. That was the thing. I had no idea, and
I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was a podcast. I thought it was just all of us getting together to bullshit to reminisce. Say, what's up? How you guys been?
It's really that's kind of what it is. Yeah, it's us just getting together and BSing. I mean, we haven't done this.
I thought it was gonna be. I thought I was gonna see Gomez. I thought Sam was gonna be jump on because it said interested. Bobby.
See, well,
Woodworth.
Nobody
Woody.
sent me a message. They all said they were
Woody.
interested. Oh, Woody. Oh, she was gonna jump on.
Well, she was the one that said
on the invite. She was interested.
It was in. She was said interested.
Oh, I didn't know she did. I didn't even know we were friends on Facebook.
Well, I think Gomez sent the thing out because Gomez is the one that invited me to this thing.
Oh, so when I do this, I have to send when I do my shows, I have to send the invites out. And I didn't know. If I would have known, I would have sent you guys all invites. I can have up to 10 people on here.
Yeah, because I didn't get an invite from either of you guys. I got one from Gomez. That's how I knew about this.
See, whenever you send me, you put me on as like a host or something. When I accepted, people that I'm friends with on Facebook started liking it. So like they can see that you're doing it whenever you join as a host or something like that.
Yeah, we're gonna need to do this again and get everybody in there. I'll have to start a group chat and get it all figured out when we can sit down and have a good time to.
But this isn't Facebook Live though.
Yes, it is, dude. I'm streaming to a bunch of places right now.
Well, right, but right now, the one place I joined, it says the Big Grizz Show, and then it says log in, and it says underneath, it says a link and the Big Grizz Show. That's where I had to go through. I had to go through. I'm not through Facebook. I went through
on Streamyard. So how I do my right now, my podcast is through Streamyard, but I post to both my Facebooks, Voice of the People's Facebook, their YouTube, my YouTube.
But what I'm saying is I couldn't join to the Facebook though.
You can't. I have to send the link to whoever I want in the show. So if I were to start a group, or if I just put the link on there, anybody can click on that link and jump.
Even though Gomez was a host and he sent me an invite, I couldn't. That doesn't allow me access.
No, I'm the only one with the access on StreamYard, and I'm the only one.
I'm saying for Facebook Live.
So on Facebook, you can watch and comment, but you can't jump in.
But I couldn't though. I couldn't. Really? I couldn't even do that because when I go to my Facebook, on my Facebook, when I went to go do it, it says live now, but it says we'll start soon, and then it'll say you can join once it starts. But I canceled out, refreshed it, everything. It kept saying the same thing. I could never watch it. I could never see anything.
That's weird because I got it up right now because I got it on one of my screens, Facebook Live, because we'll have comments going through that as well.
Hold on. Oops.
Yeah, no, we have a few million people listening to us, and by the end of this, there'll be probably close to 1,000 people that have watched it by the end of this week or mid next week. I think I've had quite a bit of listeners, and I'm streaming to 2 different radio stations right now too, just audio.
Okay, yeah, but I just went and checked again. It says starting soon. It says live now, but it says starting soon, so you can't connect to it.
That's really weird. Because
I didn't have any problems. So you sent me the link directly, so.
Yeah, so. What we need to do, I gotta get off. We're going on 2 hours right now, but because I gotta finish dinner because I got a thing that me and my wife are doing.
Yeah, me too.
But what I'll do is we'll one of you guys start a group chat with a bunch of us. You know, Woody and Barnett and Bobby and whoever you can get into that. And then I will, if one of you guys can, because I got other stuff going on. What I'll do is I'll just get on there and say, hey, you guys give me a good time. Let's get a time that I can have 10 people on my show. It'd be a bunch of little squares everywhere. But I mean, we can have one hell of a reminiscence session. That would be fun to get all you guys on here. That would be fun. So we
Or
should.
it'd be one giant shit show, one of the two.
Oh, but dude, I'd want to promote it and have you guys promote it, and then have that show. That'll be a fun one. Get a Costa and Barnett and Bobby and you guys and Gomez and Woody and who might walk.
But see, at the same time, I don't think was Acosta. They weren't really close, like with Woody and that side, because that was on the other side when
that was main shop.
We were main shop, and then when we went to Warhorse, that's when we kind of split off into that other group.
I wasn't a part of you guys that whole time. I was doing my own thing with John.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, when we went,
time we were really together. After Missoula, we all went like different.
Then there was
in separate groups, right?
And then a little bit at Liberty, we were all there because I remember playing poker with a bunch of you guys, and I remember Joseph was there. Barnett
we
was
were playing bones. Well, yeah, that was in Warhorse Bakuba.
No,
we all went to.
I was never at Bakuba. I was gone before that. I was at Talifar when you guys went there. I wasn't there. I was at Liberty, and then there was those line of hoochies.
You were in Missoula with us,
huh?
You were in Missoula with us
for a little bit, yeah. Not very long. We were in Missoula for what, a couple months, and then they sent everybody to
Baghdad, not Missoula, Baghdad.
Yeah, or Camp Liberty was in Baghdad, and then we all went there, and then me and John left, and they put us on that team, and we ended up in Talifar, and then you guys stayed there, and then did the whole Bakuba and all of that. I wasn't in all that. I was only at Liberty for enough time that I made the basketball hoop and the barbecue. I was there for a very little bit of time.
Right, that and Barnett swimming in that puddle.
Yeah, them doing that worm or whatever in that big ass puddle. I was surprised.
All for like what, $20?
I don't remember. Was that all that was?
Yeah, it goes like, I'll give you $20 if you do this. And he's like, okay. And he just jumped in the puddle with all his gear on.
Yeah, we did some stupid
shit. Some stupid shit.
But
me and Sarah Michaels used to put our hands in that fucking cooler of ice, see who would last the longest and the coldest.
Was it Adams? Was it you when we were in Kuwait that we stole your fucking clothes out of the shower shop?
No, I never.
Who was that? That was Sergeant Michael and somebody else that we.
I was never in Kuwait with you guys.
Now, I remember whenever we were going over, I thought it was you, but
we flew right into Balad.
You went straight in.
Then we took over whatever vehicles there. We never drove up. The only time I drove from Kuwait up was in 2003 when I was in the invasion.
They didn't drive us. We got flown into Kuwait for like a week or two.
Maybe it was that.
Kuwait into Mosul. Or outside of Mosul.
Yeah, I kind of I remember that.
They had shower trailers. This just popped in my head, but they had shower trailers for
it wasn't me.
And shit. But like fucking Sergeant Michaels and somebody else was taking showers and we snagged their clothes. They ended up taking the shower curtains and wrapping themselves and walking back to the tent across the fucking desert.
That was not me. That definitely wasn't me. I
know Acosta grabbed when we were in Liberty. Acosta grabbed Sergeant Michael's BDU top and threw it in the fucking ice chest.
Oh shit!
Made him have to go find it.
We fucked with each other so much. It was ridiculous. And now I'm just starting to remember stuff that we did. Like, wow.
Dude, the fucking nutchuck game was serious over there.
Oh, that was dumb.
Yeah.
That was just dumb.
Sergeant Booth. He hit me in the ball so hard one time I almost threw up. Like we were watching, it was like Sergeant Wood and Justice, I think, were wrestling. We were doing just a bunch of like facing off, wrestling each other and shit. And we were watching, and like next thing you know, because earlier in the day I was bored, like he was working on something, and I tossed a rock and hit him right in his nut. So he like fucking freaked out. But later on, we were watching Wood and Justice fucking wrestle, and then next thing you know, my nuts are in my stomach because he fucking did the backhand whip, like dropped me to my fucking hands and knees. I was gagging. I was like, "Oh, that was a good one. I'm done." Fucking truce.
No, I talk to
Yeah,
him
man.
every now and then. He retired E7. He's living
What,
in
Booth?
Oregon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he retired.
Yeah, him and Missy are still married. I don't know where they're
Yep.
living right now.
In Oregon.
Are they in Oregon?
Yeah, they bought a house there.
I want to get down. I gotta get down and see him. We'll have to get him on here too. But hey, guys, I gotta jump off. I gotta get dinner going because I gotta leave in an hour, and I still gotta cook spaghetti noodles. Because I made spaghetti. But hey, everybody, you're listening to the Big Grizz Show, and these are brothers that from 07, 08, 06, whenever we deployed, we were all together till they split us up. Great friends of mine, brothers for life, and Gomez was there too. But we're gonna do this again with a bunch more of us. I'm gonna try and put that together and just get on here and go as long because I mean we'll go for hours. And I just gotta make sure I got the time set up. But hey, you guys, it's Red Friday. Remember that. Remember everyone deployed, and please remember that it is Memorial Day. It is not a day to go out and get drunk. It is a day and a weekend to remember our fallen brothers and sisters that gave the ultimate sacrifice for you, not just this country that I've been told that I did nothing for. Long story. Talk to you guys later about that one. But they gave the ultimate sacrifice through all our wars to give you guys and everybody listening the ultimate freedoms that we have. So just remember that they fought for you, and that's where that's at. And Monday's going to be a hard day for all us vets because we all lost somebody. It is one of those things that's obviously it's very near and dear to us, and it always will be. So please just keep in mind that it is a day of remembrance and love for our brothers and sisters that we lost. But until next week, I'm not sure who I'm going to have on here, but we'll get stuff together. Thank you guys all for listening to the Big Grizz Show. You guys, there's my link tree. All the links to my show, wherever you can find it, will be on there. And you two, we'll talk soon. I'll get a group chat going with all of us and see how many of us I can get in here in one day. Try to put it together and get people.
It's good talking to you guys.
Yeah, it's good seeing you guys. You guys have a great weekend, and God bless you all. I know Jason.
Too. Glad to see we're all still ugly.
Yeah, we're all still ugly. Hey, at least you guys got hair.
Yeah. All right. Love you guys, man. Love you, brothers.
Love you. Talk soon. You guys have a great weekend.
You too.
Later.
Hey, thank you everybody for tuning into the Big Grizz Show. We will be live on air with Voice of the People USA radio.com every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Times could change depending on guests, but I want to take a minute to personally thank every single one of you that have listened to my show. You guys are an amazing group of people, and you have helped me get to where I am now. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I thank God above all for the opportunity He has put in my lap, and I'm going to run with it, and I'm so happy to see you guys running with it with me. You guys are amazing, and God bless you all, and have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week. Have an amazing week, everybody.